Please let me know the page number. Yeah, this is chemistry. Yeah, Hema is this. Okay. Yeah, beta. So it is, you come to page number 342, beta. 342. That is the chapter, and I will take you to the answer. Hema, we are with biochemistry paper 2, beta, and I have started solving the first answer. That is phenylalanine. That the question is phenylalanine, its metabolism and inborn errors. Okay. So phenylalanine is one of the aromatic amino acid. Okay, and see here, phenylalanine is essential amino acid. What is the meaning of essential amino acid? That means phenylalanine is required in the diet.
Taken by diet.
It has to be taken in the diet. It is not synthesized in our body. Okay, so if you take phenylalanine, automatically phenylalanine will be converted to tyrosine in our body. Okay, that means phenylalanine is essential, tyrosine is non-essential amino acid, beta. Okay, so now let us come to the metabolic.
Okay.
Yeah, beta. Now very very important substances are being produced from these. That's the reason this is always essay question. Now, phenylalanine, it can be converted to tyrosine. Okay, and we know like these are amino acids, and the amino acid chain itself is forming the polypeptide chain, which is going in the formation of proteins, isn't it? That's how phenylalanine is also contributing for the formation of polypeptide chain, that is protein. Like this tyrosine amino acid can be also converted to glucose and fat. Can you tell me the name of cycle through which amino acid, glucose, fat, that means carbohydrates, fats and lipids, they all come in a single chain, and they one can be converted to the other. Can you name the cycle, Ritika? Which cycle converts glucose to fats and proteins to glucose, something like that? Imad, can you name the cycle?
Gluconeogenesis.
Excellent, Ritika. I appreciate. Gluconeogenesis. Gluconeogenesis. That means the production of glucose from non-carbohydrate source. Okay. So that means tyrosine, though it's an amino acid, it can be converted to glucose. Tyrosine, though it's an amino acid, it can be converted to fat. Now, what are the products which can be synthesized from these amino acids? We have melanin. Melanin is the pigment what we find in the skin. Okay, hair and also eye. Dopamine, we know very well, dopamine, it's a neurotransmitter, isn't it? Then we have catecholamines like norepinephrine, epinephrine. We have thyroid hormones T3 and T4. All these things we have to elaborate because it's an essay question. Actually, it's a very easy question, beta, though it is very lengthy. Okay, let us see how we should solve it. Now, see, first thing you keep on marking in your book where you have to highlight your answer. First, give the introduction like phenylalanine is essential, tyrosine is non-essential amino acid. What are the products which can be formed from them? So put a star mark here, then put a star mark to this cycle. Very, very important. Now, what is happening in this cycle? See, phenylalanine is converted to tyrosine. Okay. Now, this is essential and this is, now everybody knows this. Now, what is the enzyme which is helping in conversion? Phenylalanine hydroxylase. Okay. The deficiency of this enzyme will lead to a condition called as phenylketonuria. That means phenylalanine is excreted in urine. Okay. No. So during the conversion of phenyl, because phenylketonuria can be a 3 marker or 5 marker, we need to know this reaction. Only the names of these like substrate and product is enough. You need not draw the like whatever structure is given here, we don't usually draw, not required at all. Okay. So phenylalanine in the like, so what is the coenzyme which is helping in the conversion of this? You see here, tetrahydrobiopterin is now converted to dihydrobiopterin. So NADP, H plus is converted to NADP. That means here simultaneously you are finding 2 hydrogen ions are being added. Okay, so this cycle you have to remember for the conversion of phenylalanine to tyrosine. Okay, that is one step. After this, tyrosine metabolism. Now the question was, just a minute, better. Let me check once again. Oh, detailed metabolism. Yes, of course. That means you have to write anabolism and catabolism both. Okay. Okay, beta. So this basically this cycle is not important for many of the previous question papers now because metabolism word is used. We have to focus on both synthesis and breakdown. Okay. Now see here. This is tyrosine metabolism. That means breakdown, degradative pathway. So that means this cycle you have to practice better. There is nothing to explain here. As such, phenylalanine is converted to tyrosine in the presence of phenylalanine hydroxylase. Tyrosine is converted to p-hydroxy phenyl pyruvate in the presence of tyrosine, like transaminase. Okay, during this mechanism, alpha ketoglutarate is converted to glutamate. Like that, you just transform the cycle into sentences, and finally you will see the fumarate and acetoacetate are formed. Fumarate is fumarate is now going into citric acid cycle. We know like citric acid cycle, and fumarate can be also converted to glucose. Once it is going to citric acid cycle, we know it is actually helping in the formation of ATP, isn't it? So apart from that, we have acetoacetate. I hope you remember certain cycles like ketone body formation, ketone body degradation. Recently, we have studied cholesterol metabolism also, during which we have come this as precursor.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, beta. Isn't it? Acetoacetate. So acetoacetate is now converted to fat. That means, Chavi, we are actually discussing the first answer, beta. Phenylalanine metabolism. First cycle, you are now studying the breakdown. Chavi, are you able to hear me? First answer
Yes,
is
ma'am.
first answer phenylalanine metabolism. So I am just describing the cycle of phenylalanine breakdown. We are done only till now, till here. Okay, beta. Then as we move further, what are the important products which are synthesized, Ritika, from phenylalanine breakdown? What are the important products list we have seen? Imad?
Uh, Melanin,
Very
dopamine,
good, very good.
norepinephrine, thyroxine.
Excellent. All those cycles now you have to memorize and read right here beta for essay answer. It's a lengthy essay because the question is very vague. He didn't specify whether to talk about breakdown or synthesis also. Okay, so everything has to be written. So now see, this is as Imad is telling us. Okay, for Chavi, I will show one more. See, Chavi, these are the end products which can be synthesized from phenylalanine: melanin, dopamine, norepinephrine, and thyroxine. All these should be memorized by all of you because it's an essay question. It usually comes. So now you just memorize this cycle without structure. Only the names of these substrates by products and the enzymes and what are the coenzymes. What is the other reaction involved. That's it. So tyrosine is converted to 3,4-dihydroxyphenylalanine in the presence of tyrosinase. Goes on, and finally you are finding, see, melanin polymers, that is black pigment is synthesized. Okay, so this cycle takes place in the skin, hair, okay, wherever we have the melanin pigment. Okay, this cycle you have to memorize. After this, like Ima just told us, it also helps in the formation of T3 and T4 hormones. So I want you to memorize this cycle also. So this is actually taking place inside the follicular cell of thyroid gland, inside the thyroid follicle. The thyroglobulin, that is tyrosine, it is now converted to thyroglobulin. Thyroglobulin, two molecules of thyroglobulin, like if they club together, it is like you have monoiodotyrosine, diiodotyrosine. That means here one iodine is there, here two iodines are there, isn't it? So we know pretty well like 1 plus 2 is 3, triiodothyronine. Okay, so 2 plus 2 will be 4. Okay, like that you will see triiodothyronine is formed and also tetraiodothyroxine T4 is formed. So you need not learn these structures. Finally, you check like from the amino acid tyrosine, we have the synthesis of triiodo, thyronine and also thyroxine. T3, T4 are synthesized. Okay, then We also know like catecholamines are also synthesized from this amino acid, phenylalanine and tyrosine. So basically phenylalanine initially is getting converted to tyrosine, tyrosine to dopa, dihydroxyphenylalanine. From dopa to dopamine, dopamine to norepinephrine, norepinephrine to epinephrine. Okay, this reaction is important because we may get this as a separate answer when we go for transmethylation reaction. Many times this question comes and this usually we take as example. Very simple actually. Norepinephrine, here methyl group is being added beta, and the methyl donor is SAM. S-adenosyl methionine is the methyl donor. Okay, that SAM is donating the methyl group. Now this is now getting converted to S-adenosyl homocysteine. So this methyl group, if you just observe this structure to the amino group, now methyl group has come and it got attached over here. So norepinephrine is now converted to epinephrine. Okay, beta. So this cycle also, so many cycles are there, very lengthy answer, only 3 hours. You need to practice more so that you can recollect fast. Okay, that's the reason I'm asking you to write the exam at least. Alternate days you write if you find it difficult to write regularly. Try to cope up better. What to do now? Okay, and then so that finishes beta. What are the various important things? Then after this, what is the part of answer we have? What are the inborn errors of metabolism? Isn't it? Disorders of tyrosine. This is our question. Okay, so in this we have this condition, that is phenylketonuria. So for this I gave you this cycle, you have to remember, like phenylalanine is converted to tyrosine in the presence of phenylalanine hydroxylase. Suppose if this enzyme is deficient, phenylalanine cannot be converted to tyrosine. So phenylalanine gets excreted in the urine. Okay, the urine will be actually black in color. So that condition is phenylketonuria. Okay, beta. So that is one error, phenylketonuria. So the same thing has been texted here. Okay, that the conversion is failed, because of which you are finding it is excreted in urine. So what are the clinical manifestations of the baby who is suffering with this disease? See here. So because phenylalanine is not converted to tyrosine, so phenylalanine levels will increase in blood, isn't it? Increased concentration of the phenylalanine and it's metabolized, they will increase in the blood. So they will go and damage the neurons, okay, in the baby. So effects on CNS. So the baby may be mentally retarded, okay, milestones may be delayed, like failure to walk, talk, failure of growth, fits, tremors, shivering, okay. Seizures means fits better, okay, epilepsy. So these are the characteristic finding of phenylketonuria. And if untreated, patients will, even their IQ, intelligent quotient, also falls below 50. Okay, so the biochemical basis of mental retardation is not well understood. But basically, why is it happening? Because the accumulation of phenylalanine is actually damaging the neurons. See, in the brain, it impairs the transport and metabolism of other aromatic amino acids. Already like so much of phenylalanine is there, so other amino acids which are also aromatic are not getting transported, and they are also getting trapped over there, because of which the baby suffers with mental retardation. Okay, so even the synthesis of serotonin cannot take place because of this accumulation of phenylalanine. Tryptophan cannot be converted to serotonin, okay, because this is also aromatic amino acid only. Okay, so defect in myelin sheath formation, all these are leading to effects on, like what are clinical features, whatever we have studied, those better. Then effect on pigmentation. So basically we know phenylalanine and tyrosine is also responsible for the synthesis of skin pigment, that is melanin. Yeah, very good, beta. So melanin is a pigment synthesized. Suppose if this is not synthesized, you should have seen some people, they will have white patches here and there, isn't it? So that is nothing but hypopigmentation, leukoderma, isn't it better? White patches somewhere, somewhere. Okay, so that condition is basically, you will see the melanin pigment is not being synthesized. Okay, that is the hypopigmentation. Okay, then. So what do you call that condition? Suppose if the person is completely transforming into white color, what do you call that state? albinism. Albinos rats, how they are white. The hair also turns white, eyelashes also become white, everything white,
Albinism.
white, isn't it, beta? So that one. Okay, so diagnosis of phenylketonuria, there is a test which is called as Guthrie's test. This sometimes can come for 3 marks also, beta, where urine is tested if this phenyl alanine is excreted in the urine or not. Okay, so this test is usually, see here, this is carried out by Guthrie's test, which is bacterial. So bioassay for phenylalanine. That means if phenylalanine is present, the bacteria will grow. If phenylalanine is not present, bacteria will not grow. That is the meaning of bioassay test, because we know phenylalanine is essential amino acid. Okay, you are just, when you go to second year, you will come to know about culture media. Okay, in the culture media, if you are adding this urine drops, suppose if the baby's urine is there, it is containing the phenylalanine, then you will see the bacteria will grow. You will see the colonies of bacteria over the culture media. That's how you can make out, yes, this baby's urine has phenylalanine. Okay, that's how you can make out. That is Guthrie's test. Okay, so treatment, what we should do, beta? We should see, we should not give phenylalanine in food diet, because phenylalanine hydroxylase enzyme is not available in baby's body, so it's better not to expose the baby to phenylalanine at all. So to prevent mother's milk, and then give some artificial like milk formulas which will not contain phenylalanine. Okay, beta, till the baby grows at least up to 4 to 5 years. Okay, so one you can elaborate, because already the essay is very vast essay. Okay, after discussing in detail about phenylketonuria, then you go to just naming other diseases. Okay, just give the list like tyrosinemia type 2, neonatal tyrosinemia, alkaptonuria. This I will elaborate when it comes, but it itself comes as a 5 marks or 3 marks, don't worry. Okay, so just tyrosinosis, hypopigmentation, all this. Okay, beta. So that finishes our first answer. Okay, then we are moving to the second answer now. Just a minute, beta. Okay, did you check the next answer, beta? Next question, what it is? Please go to that page number. Nitrogenous bases present in nucleic acid with suitable example. Okay. Mention the source of each in the purine ring. Okay. Catabolism of purine nucleotides and briefly associated metabolic disorders. Okay. Next, I think the following chapter is nitrogen. Next, metabolism. Beta. Okay. What are the nitrogen bases present in the nucleic acid? Can you name them? Adenine, guanine, thymine, cytosine, isn't it? And also uracil. These are the nitrogen bases we generally find. What are the nucleic acids we have? DNA and RNA, isn't it? In case of DNA, we have adenine, guanine, thymine, cytosine. And in case of RNA, instead of thymine, we have uracil, isn't it better? Now, we are asked to talk about the contribution of each in the purine ring, and then we will talk about the breakdown of purine nucleotides. Okay, let us go to that page. Please open that page now. Did anybody find nucleotide metabolism? I think following chapter only. Nucleotide metabolism.
$387.
Which, can you please repeat, beta? 387.
387.
Okay, fine. Thank you, beta.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay, beta. 387. Okay. Yeah, this is our chapter, right? Okay, metabolism of nucleotides. So now he's, see, this ring he is asking us, beta. This is the purine ring. So you need to practice, though it is a structural formula of purine ring, but two rings also you have to practice, purine and also pyrimidine ring. And see here, this is one ring and this is one ring. Here we have like it is 6 carbon compound type and here we have 5. So just come from like this 1 2 3 4 5 6, then come like this 7 8 9 10. So what the part of the question is, carbon in this purine ring, from where is it coming? It is contributed by carbon dioxide. Nitrogen of purine ring is contributed by glycine, okay, which seventh nitrogen. Third and ninth nitrogen are contributed by glutamine. Eighth carbon is contributed by N10 formyl tetrahydrofolate. Okay, C2 is also contributed by the same thing, and N1 is contributed by aspartate. You need to learn the whole structure thoroughly. Okay, beta? Because this is every time it will be asked either in 5 marks or along as with essay as a part of essay or for 3 marks. So you have to practice this. Okay, purine ring and contribution of each atom of purine ring, from where it is coming. That once you do that, he is now asking purine nucleotide breakdown, right? What is the, can anybody read question for me? I asked you to take the picture. Breakdown, no? Sources we have done. Mention the sources. I hope you understood this part of question. Mention the sources of each of atoms. We have, I hope you understood, Ritika?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, catabolism, breakdown of purine nucleotides. Okay. Breakdown of purine nucleotides. This is synthesis. This is also synthesis. Yeah. See, beta, this is very important pathway and it itself can come for 5 marks question. Many times it has come. Purine salvage pathway. This is the shortcut pathway of the breakdown of the purines. So what are the purines we have? Adenine, guanine are considered as purines. Thymine, cytosine and uracil, they are generally considered as pyrimidines. So adenine and guanine, see, they are now broken down to simpler substances. Like adenine is now converted to AMP, guanine to GMP and hypoxanthine to IMP, inosine monophosphate. Guanosine and adenosine monophosphate. Now enzyme, see here, only this will differ beta. That too only in first two, last two are same. Adenine phosphoribosyl transferase. This is also phosphoribosyl transferase. This is also phosphoribosyl transferase. For second, it is hypoxanthine guanine. For third, also it is hypoxanthine guanine. Very simple names. Okay. Here you will see this phosphoribosyl pyrophosphate, PRPP. It is converted to inorganic pyrophosphate. That means high energy phosphate. So these steps you have to convert in words. Okay. So this is the breakdown of purines by a shortcut pathway that is called as salvage pathway. Okay. So that is. So here you are finding the purines are directly converted to corresponding nucleotides. This happens in usually RBCs. Okay. Where you want it, the conversion very fast. Okay. Salvage pathway. See here, it is occurring in certain tissues like erythrocytes and brain beta, where we want de novo. A new synthesis of purine nucleotides is not operative. Okay. So suppose we require this enzyme, no beta? Hypoxanthine guanine phosphoribosyl transferase, HGPRT. If this is defective, then it will lead to a syndrome called as Lesch-Nyhan syndrome. So that means we have to, he has asked us to elaborate on the clinical metabolic disorder also. So once you give this breakdown of purines, then you have to talk about this Lesch-Nyhan syndrome also. Okay, beta? He has asked only catabolism. Isn't it? Breakdown only has been asked. Degradation of purine nucleotides. This is also very important. Very, very important. As important as salvage pathway beta, because here you will see the formation of uric acid. And again, associated disorder gout, that is also equally important. Okay, so here again you are getting the same purine names here: adenosine, inosine, and guanosine. AMP, IMP, GMP. So that means during salvage pathway, it has got converted to AMP, GMP, IMP. And these are the first like substrates which are taking part in the complete breakdown of purines to uric acid. So AMP is now converted to adenosine, IMP to inosine, GMP to guanosine. Okay, through series of steps like adenosine will be converted to inosine, inosine is converted to hypoxanthine, hypoxanthine to xanthine, then xanthine to uric acid. Through these steps, guanosine to guanine, guanine is now becoming xanthine, and finally xanthine in the presence of xanthine oxidase is converted to uric acid. Very simple, but this is all about memory. You need to practice without structures, only substrate and products with enzymes and also the coenzymes which are involved. Okay, what is the reaction which is occurring at that particular point. Now, so before we go to, we'll also check Leishman syndrome. Leishman syndrome details given later. And then we have to talk about gout. Accumulation of uric acid crystals, especially in the joint spaces, will lead to a clinical condition which is called as gout. Okay, that is hyperuricemia and gout. So elevation of serum uric acid, lot of breakdown of purines is there, because of which there is lot of production of uric acid, and uric acid is getting accumulated in the blood. That's why serum levels are increasing. Same thing is filtered in the glomerulus and it is coming out into the urine also. That's why it is leading to uricosuria. That means uric acid inside the urine. Okay, but so that is gout. So the uric acid crystals which are accumulated in the joint spaces, they are called as tophi. Okay, in the synovial membrane. Especially, where do you find tophi? In the great toe of our foot, big toe of the foot, and you will see the big toe of the foot will be deviated medially. Okay, because of the accumulation of like tophi, uric acid crystals. That's how when patient comes to you, you have to check for the feet. Okay, and you should check for that great toe, and if it is deviated medially and in between the joints, if you find big nodules like collections, then you have to assess like it's a condition that is gout. Okay, so gout is basically seen in people who take lot of protein diet, because purines, pyrimidines, they are nothing but nitrogenous substances. It can be like a lot of non-vegetarian diet, alcohol consumption, obesity, overeating, high living. Okay, all these conditions are actually leading to excessive breakdown of these purines, and which is leading to excessive production of uric acid, which may lead to like kidney damage. Obviously, if uric acid crystals are going to the kidney, they form renal stones also. Wherever they get deposited, they become crystallized. Okay, that is. So primary gout is a condition where you will see it's an inborn error. Okay, that means there is a defective, like by birth itself, there is overproduction of uric acid. Okay, that is. The following are the important metabolic defects like associated with primary gout. That means these are the enzymes which are defective beta. That means whatever enzymes we have seen here involved here, like you should check the names of all these enzymes. They are actually working more than required, and they are breaking more and more purines for the production of uric acid. Okay, that only has been listed one by one. Okay, then I want you to also memorize this flowchart, because basically this question will be asked like how to treat gout. Okay, and what are the drugs used and where the drug is arresting this production of uric acid. See here again, the production of uric acid, basically we know uric acid production is coming from purines, isn't it, Ritika? But now, here in this cycle, you are finding glycogen, glucose, that means many other sources. Like you said, gluconeogenesis, that means there are so many connecting cycles which can actually form finally GMP, AMP. Okay, we know these are the precursors for the production of uric acid. So these are the cyclical changes through different other cycles. You are finding HMP shunt and all those cycles. Finally, GMP, AMP are formed. Okay. So this cycle is showing something like the other sources other than direct purines, IMP, GMP, um, IMP, AMP. We also have the other sources, how they are gradually converted to GMP, AMP, and IMP beta. So finally, from hypoxanthine, this is same. Hypoxanthine to xanthine, xanthine to uric acid. So for the last two steps, the enzyme which is involved is xanthine oxidase. So if you give this, see, allopurinol is very, very important drug beta. So you may be asked like, what is the uric, acid, xanthine oxidase antagonist. Antagonist means the drug which is stopping the activity of these enzymes, xanthine oxidase. So allopurinol, it is preventing the conversion of hypoxanthine to xanthine, xanthine to uric acid. So the person is safe. There is no excessive production of uric acid. So that's how you can control gout. You can also control the uric acid crystals getting accumulated in the kidney. Whatever consequences we usually see because of overproduction of uric acid can be checked with this drug, allopurinol. Okay, beta? I hope you understood. Now here we are with Leishman syndrome, beta. So basically, what is deficiency of in salvage pathway? Three steps we saw, no? Adenine, guanine, isn't it? Do you remember, beta? First thing I told you, shortcut pathway of purine metabolism, which is taking place inside the RBC brain cells. These enzymes are defective. Okay, so if these enzymes are defective, obviously IMP, GMP, AMP won't be produced, no? Ritika, Imad, both of you are
Yes, ma'am.
unmuted. Very good. So obviously they start getting accumulated and they will damage our internal organs. Okay, so this disorder is due to deficiency of hypoxanthine guanine phosphoribosyl transferase, okay, in the purine salvage pathway. Okay, but it was first described by this scientist Leishman. That's why you are calling it as Leishman syndrome. It's a sex-linked metabolic disorder. Sex means either in case of females to X chromosomes, and in case of males it is X and Y chromosome. Okay, and it is located on X chromosome. Always, if it is carried on X chromosomes, males will be affected. What are the other disorders which are carried on X chromosomes, beta? Van Willebrand's disease, bleeding disorder, no? Hemophilia. All these are also sex-linked disorder because females are safe because they have two X chromosomes, whereas males, if they are inheriting the defective X chromosome from the mother, so definitely they will be the sufferers of this disease. Okay, so here also you are finding the baby will have neurological abnormalities like mental retardation, aggressive behavior, okay, learning disability. Okay, just read once, beta. Clinical symptoms will be given. It can be a separate 3 marks question also. Okay, so then we will see the next question. 2 essays we are done. I think this link will disconnect within 1 minute, it seems. So after checking the questions, I'll take you to a new link, creatinine clearance genetic coding. Okay, fine. Facilitated diffusion. Please take the photograph and try to check the page numbers. No, Ritika. Ritika, you do short notes page number, note it in a page. Third answer, so and so page. Fourth answer, so and so. Imad, please note down the brief, write briefly on last 5 answers page numbers, please. Meanwhile, I'll send the link again. Chavi, please join us.